look in the mirror, man, you're so dirty. Yeah, you look so dirty. You were never worthy. Lately, it's you.
Welcome to the Jeremy Hill Show. If you're easily triggered, leave now because this is not the show for you. In this reaction video, man, I'm gonna show you a woman who says that you're not an alpha male if you don't want to take care of another man's child or other men's children, the children that they had outside of wedlock. And then I'm gonna show you something very interesting, how a woman who is a single mom, if she has a daughter and there's no husband or father around, how that can actually cause her daughter to develop physically far quicker than she should. And if she brings random men around her because she, screwing them and stuff like that, how the pheromones can also affect the daughter's body into developing quicker than it should. That's going to be in the second clip, what I just talked about right there. But before I do any of this, hit the notification bell. Once you do, select the option that says all. That way you will be informed of all my new content. Can you dig it? Now let me get to this one who says you're not an alpha male if you don't take care of these kids. It's crazy, man. All right, like I always tell y'all, man, let's get it.
Some men, no disrespect to y'all, are not cut out for that because it takes a very extremely high alpha man, I think, that would be willing to say, listen, I saw all of you grimace, I watched all your facial expressions. Hold on, let me finish momentarily. That will be willing to step in and raise someone else's son. That takes a very brave, bold man, and there are men out there in the world who will do it when they see the value of a woman that's serving them and saying, listen, yes.
Did you say that there were?
All right. They are not bold men. They are not courageous men. The men who take care of other men's children, that's really an unnatural thing. It is not natural for a man to come into some woman's life or into some child's life and say, I'm going to be your daddy. It's not natural for a man to come in and take over another man's family. It's not natural. It has become the societal norm, but because it's norm and accepted does not mean that it's natural. It's unnatural. You don't see animals taking care of other animals. And people were never designed for that. A man's supposed to have a child and take care of his child or his children and his wife. He's not supposed to come in somebody's life and say, look, I'm gonna take over his responsibilities. I'm gonna be the pretend daddy. Because at the end of the day, excuse me, you ain't nothing more but a pretend daddy. Okay? If you need some type of medical procedure, some of you can't get a liver or give a liver or a kidney or get a kidney because you're not the same blood type and you don't have the same DNA. Okay? And at any given time, the woman can say, I'm tired of being with you. I'm going to leave you and you can't do anything to get that child because you didn't adopt them because it's not your kid. Okay? And when she said, when a man realizes how well a woman is serving him, he will take over my bastard children. Look here. I don't think you could serve anybody because the other man you had, he didn't find that you was serving him enough to want to be with you, to marry you and to stay with you. The only thing you served was his dick. That's all you did. Now you pregnant and now you have a child. Let's keep going.
There were men that openly came into your life and wanted to help raise your kid?
Yes.
Where are they now?
Well, I was going to tell you.
Why didn't they make the cut?
Well, first
These niggas are so alpha.
So I know I'm rare, but I do think it's a huge missed opportunity that men are passing on really good single moms like myself because they feel some type of way about it. And like she said, that's your prerogative. But you're also missing the most feminine, nurturing woman on the planet, or that I've been told.
Don't believe.
Wait, let me get McQueen's thoughts.
I'm gonna tell you something. Excuse me, allergy. You are not a feminine woman if you're having children outside of wedlock. Let's just say it like that. You are not a woman of femininity if you are having non-marital births and having bastard children, if you've never been proposed to. If you have put a child out of your womb before you even got a proposal, you are not a feminine woman because a feminine woman would have waited before she had children. A feminine woman would not have had her coochie beat up by any random man. A feminine woman, if she was going to sleep with somebody, would have made sure that she was on birth control. Because a feminine woman understands that her value on the dating scene plummets when she has multiple baby children, and it plummets if you just have one. Because one child is a lot to deal with, especially if it's not yours. You'll find yourself with that kid that look nothing like you, and you're doing so much for a child that has nothing to do with you genetically, and a child that looks nothing like you, don't even sound like you, don't talk like you. That boy still talk like his daddy. That boy still look like his daddy, the real daddy. And the real daddy may still be banging a woman, or the real daddy just chilling. You done took all the responsibility. He can spend his money on his J's and stuff and some more za. He can spend his money on his new child that he's making with the new woman while you're taking care of that child. You hear me? So a feminine woman don't have kids outside of marriage.
Sir McQueen, are you being sold on becoming
No, he's not. He doesn't want.
Absolutely not.
He
Nigga,
doesn't
I
want to
don't
take
give a
care.
I'm not hearing none of this shit,
You
really.
got the simplest answers.
Yeah,
They're not playing this game.
No, because it's just like, how you gonna tell me I'm not out because I don't
Right.
want to your fucking kids? You know what I'm saying? Like, all right.
Probably not the safest route to go.
I think the truth is that's what we're all doing.
And that's what.
Right, and that's a normal thing to do. That's a responsible thing to do, and I think that's what an alpha would do at the end of the day.
I mean, they look at, they'll say, "Oh, that I don't count because I have a kid." And I'm
No,
like, that, you don't count because you said that comment.
There's lots of things that aren't ideal.
Most women in their 20s, and I will surpass all of them in regards to the characteristics that I bring to a man
I
and
believe
to
that.
his life. Some men know.
That's a lie. This woman just said she could surpass younger women who don't have children with her skill sets. I'm gonna tell you something. Having a kid, not having a kid is a skill set. So therefore that isn't true. You ever thought about that? Because it didn't take no skill set for you to have them. It was just the easiest thing to do, lay on your back, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. Now, I'm going to put this other thing on the screen where I tell you what they're going to talk about the children developing in such a way so quickly, you know what I mean? Let's get it started. I'll adjust this in just a second. But right now, let me go ahead and play this for y'all. Let's get it.
Girls tend to experiment earlier with sexual relationships. In fact, we see, again, a measurable difference in the girl's body. On average, girls who are raised apart from their biological father will experience their first period 1 year earlier than girls who are raised in the home of their biological dad. There's several theories about why that is, but something about having no father in the home or foreign pheromones of mother's boyfriend or a stepfather that initiates an early reproductive cycle in the girl.
Foreign pheromones from other random men to ignite a physical development in a daughter. Excuse me. So when you bring all your Pookie and Ray Rays and Nook Nooks to your crib so they can blow your back out, and you have a daughter, the pheromones from y'all fucking or just him walking around the house, when she inhales that, it ignites something in her. It sparks something. I'm gonna tell you what my theory is. It won't do it when the father is there because she is part father and part mother. They came together to make that child, right? But I think, my personal opinion, the reason why she will get an earlier period and her titties get bigger, her booty get bigger, start looking like a grown-ass woman, is because a woman is supposed to be with a man anyway. So her body will change into something that is desirable for her husband, for a suitable mate, a suitable male, because that's how it's supposed to go. She has to develop into something that is attractive. And her body, if she's always around her biological father and mother, it's not going to get stimulated to develop that way because she's still growing up as a child through her adolescence. But if she's around random men, because she has to be around a random man in order to get picked by a man, in order to marry, her body begins to develop. Now, I'm not dismissing the foods that we're eating now. That's a whole different subject, but I'm just thinking about that. That's what I'm saying. I'm sticking to that. I think that's kind of the reason why. We can look this up, look it up on Google. You get me? Now let's keep going.
Couple that with the likely father hunger that she is experiencing, because all little girls long for, are made for, and desire to be cherished by a man. And if the man is not her father, who is offering that kind of protective guidance, she will find a man to love her. It just might be for 5 minutes on a Friday night. That is why 63% of girls in the United States who have teen pregnancies come from fatherless homes, right? Not only because they're reproductively ready, but they're vulnerable to the wrong kind of male attention. Boys who don't grow up with a father, Brad Wilcox just unveiled this astounding finding in his book, Get Married. He found that if a boy grows up without a father, He is more likely to go to prison than graduate from college. That is the impact of a fatherless home on a boy. Criminality is the more predictable result for boys. Why is that? Because fathers are distinctly wired to regulate a child's aggression, specifically a boy's aggression. And if they do not have a father in the home wrestling with them when they are age 4, arm wrestling with them when they're age 6, building and chopping and climbing trees, if they don't have a father that is channeling that aggressive, that competitiveness, sometimes the first time they run into that kind of physical boundary is with the police.
That woman told you a whole lot. And you do need a man too, because our emotions as a young boy, as we develop into men, are totally different from women. Yes, we can get mad, women can get mad. We can get sad, women can get sad. But our experience as a man or a boy growing into a man, we're dangerous. If we get mad, we can destroy a lot of shit. We can destroy a lot of stuff way more than a woman can. We're more powerful, we're more faster. So it takes a man to raise a boy. All this shit, no, it don't. I was raised by a mama and I'm a good man. I didn't say you wasn't. I'm just saying that you perhaps would have been a better man if you would have had a good father in your life. That's what I'm saying to you, like it or not. You might be a great man, but you would have been a greater man if you would have had a good, positive man in your life that was your father. I want us to stop dismissing manhood. Stop dismissing fatherhood. Stop making excuses for, well, that happened to them, but it didn't happen to me. I don't care where you are in your life, I don't care how successful you are. You would have been more successful if you would have had a good father in your life. Fathers are important, and we are more important than the mothers. I know that pissed somebody out there, but it's true. We the one that lead shit. We're more important than y'all. Women are designed to complement us. They're supposed to be an accessory to us. I know you don't like the word accessory. You're accessorizing. Yes, you are. You're the helpmeet. You're the helpmate. You're the helper. You're the subservient. You're the follower. That is the true innate nature of a woman. Doesn't mean that they're slaves and that you should beat up on them and misuse them and mistreat them. No, but that's their role. That's their place. That's the reason why we have so much trouble, because so many women out of pocket right now. Don't know their role or their place. Well, anyway, I'll be talking to y'all pretty soon. Y'all take it easy now, you hear?